Thank you so much, sir, for your motivation. Up next, we have Mohammad Yusuf Swaroop. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಕನಸು ಕಂಡರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ಶ್ರಮಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾನವೀಯತೆ ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಪಾಠವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವವರು ಇವರು. Youngest to operate computer at just 2 years, youngest to pass SLC degree as well as masters in Karnataka, youngest Assistant Professor Award, International Award Appreciation by President of India, Republic Day Award by Governor of Karnataka, Kannada Rajyotsava Award, Whiz Kid Award. Like this, he is a master of many awards. Over to you, sir.
ಓಕೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡಪ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಅಸ್ಲಾಂ ಅಲೈಕುಮ್, ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಕನ್ನಡನೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯು ಮಂಡು ತುಳುಳ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಲಯಾಳಂ ಸಂಸಾರಿಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಐ ಫೀಲ್ ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್, ಸೊ ಐ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಎನಿವೇ, ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಒಂದು ಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇನ್ 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್, ದಿ ಇಯರ್ ವಾಸ್ 2011. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ. 11th ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಇನ್ PUC ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅನ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್. ನಾವು ಫೈನಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗು, ಬಟ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆನೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನ ಮನೇಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್. 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ 5th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಡಬಲ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಆಲ್ಜಿಬ್ರದ್ದು ಗಂಧಗಾಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ 5th ಕಲಿಸಿರೋದು. ಇಂಥವ್ನು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಜೊತೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ 11th ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು, PCMC, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 4 hours a day. ನಿನ್ನ ಕೈಲಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೋ. Why I am saying this is because people still have an idea that arts is for people who don't study, who are not able to study, who are backbenchers, etc. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಠ ಕೊಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡೆ. ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, 16 ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಲ್ಸ್, 4 ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಫೇಲ್. ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಹಠ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಸೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡೆ, PCMC, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. 34 in computers, 28 in chemistry, 18 in physics, 0 in maths. This might be a little different from all the other people. The maths teacher class inge front kardbittu, in my 10 years of teaching experience, nobody has got 0. You're the first one to get this achievement. So obviously, parents na kardru. See, my childhood, I'll tell you, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಯೋರ್ ಸನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೋ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್, ಹಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು ಇದೆ. ಯೋರ್ ಸನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಮೇಕರ್, ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದು, ಇರೇಸರ್ ಕದ್ದಿದ್ದು, ದರೋಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಅದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So why I'm saying this is because let us not keep expectations about what success looks like. Let us have space for acceptance instead. So finally, ಕರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, failed in all 4 subjects. My dad comes, ಏನು ಅಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಇದ್ದರು. Very next day, I shifted to arts. So there in the field of arts, there was a subject called psychology. Now somebody like me who was always a little misfit, always a little rebellious, got curious about this field called psychology, wanted to know more about people and the way they behave and think and all of that, and I did my psychology. I did my master's and half in this place called Yennepoyakatte, teaching in this place called Acharya Institute of Graduate Studies, Bangalore. Anta helidaga, from the time I was a student, even now, the first thing that people come and ask me is, aptamatra film nodiddira? So how, can you tell me what I'm thinking? Nan mansali enide helboda anta. The first misunderstanding that people have about psychology is we are able to read your minds. That does not happen. We don't read minds. That does not happen. Second kind of people, the second category of responses, oh, psychology, it's a very interesting subject, we need more psychologists, etc., etc. People are genuinely curious about the field. But the third kind of responses, inna keloru over smart agbiಟ್ಟು, psychology ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Now to some extent it is true. ಅನಾವಶ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನಗಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ತಮಾಷೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದೆ. ವಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ, ನಿನಗೆ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು, ನೀನು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರೋ, ಹ್ಯಾಪಿಯಾಗಿರೋ, ವರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವೇ. ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. Because if you say the wrong thing, he might end up, because see, there is not much to take credit about youngest assistant professor, all of that. I was 20 years old, 21 years old when I gave my interview. I was 22 when I joined, and I had students who are 24, 25, who did 3 years of engineering, could not manage that, another 3 years of something else, could not manage that, and they are 26 and they are my students, and I'm talking to them, interacting with them. And then that opened me up to a bunch of other perspectives more than just the traditional options that we see coming from very small places like this, where just we focus on achievements and nothing else. Now, the fourth category of people come and tell me people today have a lot of issues, people today have a lot of problems, and I wanted to address that. I wanted to address that in the saying that problems, both physical and mental sickness, cannot exist in an environment where there is no sickness. So it obviously comes from the environment. And that is the main focus that I want to bring up today. Ayurveda anta kelidira. Ayurveda talks about something called as Shatkriya Kala, or 6 stages of disease, in which a disease progresses through 6 stages. First stage is something called Sanchaya, or accumulation, where toxins accumulate, toxins and stresses accumulate in the mind, but it has not yet started to show symptoms. We have accumulated, we as a for resources, we are competing for resources. 1,000 people, 2 people get selected. 10 lakh UPSC aspirants, 1,000 postings. We are saturated, we have already accumulated. Stage 2 is what is called prakopa, or aggravation. We have become aggravated. We are divided. We are religiously divided, politically divided, ideologically divided. We are divided. We have no patience. We have no humanity. We are at the brink of a major collapse. Stage 3 is prasara. Now it spreads. It spreads from one place to another. And this is slowly spreading. One way or another, our disturbances and our imbalances have started spreading. Look at the environment around us, and I don't mean to be very negative, but ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೋ ವಾತ ಪಿತ್ತ ಕಫದ ನಡುವೆ ಇರೋ ಸಂತುಲನ ಕೆಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹಂಗೆ in our environment ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮರ ಮೃಗಗಳಿಗಿರೋ ಸಂತುಲನನು ಕೆಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, and that is why we see a lot of adverse events. It has started spreading from one part to another. Stage 4 is what you call sthana samshraya, or localization. It sets up in one organs and so on, and the divide between those who have and those who do not have, the divide between those who are privileged and those who are disadvantaged, is also becoming more and more. Stage 5, our minds and freeing ourselves from our minds, from a lot of distractions in our environment, but most often, just like how our brother said, if it was easy, everyone would do it, and if everyone could do it, then it would have no value, and that is what greatness also is. Everybody wants to be great, everybody wants to achieve, but very few people are actually willing to put in the sacrifice and the effort, and even that is okay. That is okay. Let us not shun that outside as well. Even that is okay. Because not all of us are going to be great. We just have to accept that. We could be good in one thing or the other, but most importantly, let us focus on being good people, good human beings. Because it's probably not possible for all of us to be great. Because if everybody became great, then shreshtate arthanu badlagbidutte. Then we need to come up with a new dictionary, a new meaning for that as well, because then the meaning of greatness sasarad popudu, that also will just go like that, because there's no value for that left anymore. While not all of us could be great, I want to emphasize once again, all of us can be good. We can be good people, we can be empathetic, we can be understanding, we can be compassionate, because that is where we start healing. That is where we start creating a sense of community. That is where we start creating a sense of connection between all of us. And that is what I believe the world needs more than anything at this point. So one, there's a lot of good opportunities in psychology if you're willing to serve people. By all means, please show your interest in the field of psychology. Second thing is, we also need to look inwards. Last thing, for the parents, erade maatu. One, we've already discussed this. Understand them. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ 6 ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ 9 ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಸರಿ, ನೀವು ಸರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ there is a conflict that comes in between. As a parent, it is your responsibility to deal with differences in opinion and multiple perspectives. That is one thing. Second thing is, ಯಾವತ್ತಿಗೂ, by all means, you're free to raise your children in any ways, but ಯಾವತ್ತಿಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್ ಥರ ನೋಡಿ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಥರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಆನ್ ದೆಮ್. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕೃಷಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ತೋಟ ಮಾಡಿ, ತೆಂಗಿನ ತೋಟ ಹಾಕಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. And I think this is the attitude we should carry forward for parenting as we go ahead. Lastly, can we do a small exercise, everybody? I'll say 3 things, just repeat after me, okay? I'm grateful because I have food to eat. Simple. I'm grateful because I have a place to sleep. Third thing, I'm grateful because I have at least one person who loves me and cares about me. Simple. Sometimes we look for more, we set goals, we set our desires, but we forget to appreciate what we already have. Let us not lose sight of what we already have as well.
ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ